Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me okay. Thanks for joining in on the webinar today. So we're going to be starting with everyone with their microphones muted, which you've probably noticed already. The chat window is down in the bottom right hand corner, so maybe if someone could just type in there right now just to say hi, just to let me know that you guys can see the chat window, and yep, there we go, that's great. So we're all set to go. So today we're looking at the work that's been done with regards to the potentiality system for just the general look and feel, mobile responsiveness. Just a lot of work has been done at this end to try and improve what we do on that front. And we'll just go through and see some of the results of that today. Some of the facilities that you'll have access to are quite simple and easy to use, and you can make minor alterations to the way your site functions. Some of the changes are quite drastic. So it just depends what you're after. The system, really what we've done is turned it into a completely templated system, and what that means is that we can roll out a site that looks exactly the same as everyone else's, or we can make customizations to each site specifically so that it looks completely unique. And the way that you can control that is if you go into your site management toolbar, which you should all have access to when you're logged in as an administrator, and you can see there we've got the view site wizard. So the wizard has been set up to help you guys just make some changes to how your site looks, feels and functions. So if I click on that now on our demo site, you can see now we've got options now made available to me. So I can change my site theme, we can change the general appearance. So you can see here we've got the name of the institution, border color, menu color, etc., etc. Sorry, I've just got muted there for a second, so sorry about that for everyone. But we were just walking through the wizard here, and you can see that we've got the ability to change the theme, so we can just change the color scheme on the system, and you can see it's quite simple there to change to something you like. Again, we've got things that are very simple and easy for you to change, or more sophisticated changes that we can walk you through. So for example, you can actually upload your own themes and create your own themes. That's something that is a lot more complex, so we'll walk you through how to do that. Then going through the general appearance, you can see we've got here the name of the institution, border colors, menu colors, etc. And things like altering the header. So you can see we can just change all the text and images of the header there. We've also got rotating images in the background. And the way that works is that if you select images to be the background header images, then they kind of appear behind the header. And so what that enables you to do is you can select images to rotate, such as this image here, and you can see that that's actually rotating, but then whatever header that you place will overlay over the top of that. So it kind of gives you the ability to have that nice effect where your logo and your name are kind of overlaid over the top of images that you can either rotate or slide. You can see here we also have the ability to change the header transition from fade to scroll horizontally, things like that. So there's a lot of options here. You go and have a look and see what you think. Again, the same goes for the background images. So the difference between the foreground and background images. So you can see you've got the select main page foreground image. Just to show you how that works, I'll come through to the St. Peter's College site, which is using some of these images, and you can see that photo of their emblem is what we consider the foreground image, so it overlays behind the text, whereas the background images is the stripes that you can see in the background. So that's the difference between the foreground image and the background image. The foreground image only appears on the main page, whereas the background image appears on every page. So if we come back here and have a look at that, so this is the select main page foreground images, so I can put an image that will appear behind the text in the on the main page, or I can select the background images, which is actually the what will appear on every page in the background. Or we could even do photo boards. So you can actually select your a photo board that you've uploaded, and that will set the system to rotate through those photos as the foreground or background images. So there's a lot of options there that you can have a look at within the site wizard. Also, you can configure the messages that are appearing on the system. So the introduction message to be sent out, the automatic welcome email upon first-time registration. So all of these facilities are made available for you, so you can just change the way that your system functions. Then we've got some options here for the mobile display, so you can actually override the header so it only appears on the mobile version, so you can have a different header for mobile versus desktop. The system will automatically collapse the header that you have already, and so what we'd suggest is have a look at what you've got there at the moment, and if it doesn't look good, then you can put in a new header to show just on mobile only. What we'll do also is we'll have a look at this main page slider. What we've done is the, and I've just had a question there about when using the photo board to rotate images, can the links be added to each photo? No, that literally just rotates the images in the background, so you won't be able to click on them. So we're looking here at the disable main page slider. So that the main page slider is a way in which our system tries to adjust the content that you have on your site, because one of the things about becoming mobile responsive is that we can make the skin of our site mobile responsive and the headers and things like that, but the content of the page may be just too big to fit on a mobile, and that's content that you guys have control of, so we can't just go in and change all your content for you. So part of the reason of this webinar today is to show you guys how to do that sort of thing. So we'll have a look at that mobile page slider in a minute, and so that's all the options there in the site wizard. So let's just have a look at some of the sites that have used these configurations. So as I've shown, that's the St. Peter's in Adelaide site, and they're using the foreground and background images. And as we go through to the different, oops, sorry, that's an external link, but if we go through to the calendar or something like that, you can see that it just uses the same background images, but the foreground image only appears on the main page. Another client that we set up, they produced their own design and sent that through to us, and so we've now mimicked what they've sent through and installed it onto the system. So the templating system is completely flexible. You don't have to go with our options. You can send through a design, and we can mimic that and set it up on your system. This is another school that created their own design, and when we created this design for them, we actually then altered our template so that you can replicate this design as well. And if we just go back to the site wizard and have a look at general appearance, and what we're looking for here is vertical, there we go, enable vertical menu. So in order to get your site looking like this site, what you'd have to do is enable the vertical menu, and you can just click that, and then enable transparent view, which is already enabled on this site, and then select background images. And so you can just click browse server and pick all the images that you'd like to show in that are rotating. You can just hold down the shift key and then click select, and that can select as many images as you like. And that's how you would set it up. It might take some more configuration than that, just because of the types of images you have or any customizations on your site, but obviously we'll help you in any way that you need to get that set up. But that's how you can get this left menu with rotating backgrounds all set up. And if I just click on the actual content, you can see the content just overlays over the top. Now this is all mobile responsive. If we just double click there, you can see I've just contracted my window down to the size of a mobile phone, and you can see that again it's set the system up to be mobile responsive, so it's adapted the header. It's still got the rotating images in the background. The menu system has now become a drop down which is touch sensitive, and so you can come through and select the content and it collapses. So again, this is about making sure that the content is mobile compatible as well, because if you upload a table and you tell the table that it must be 1,000 pixels wide, then the mobile responsive system won't know what to do in order to try and collapse that. So it's definitely worthwhile going through and having a look at your content and just making sure that it's mobile responsive. The best way is whenever you insert content on the site, tell it to be a certain percentage of the width of the page rather than a set pixel width. Again, that's stuff that we'll walk you through. I've just had a message to say it's gone silent. Can people just let me know if they can hear me? Because okay, no, sorry, it's all good now, so that's good. All right, so if we, that's the mobile responsive view, and if we just expand that and have a look at another example, this is the St. Peter's site, and just collapse that. You can see again, it's collapsed the header, it's collapsed the menu system, it's made the image smaller, and it's fitted all the content onto the screen. So all of that is completely mobile responsive. Even the login facility and everything that the system does, it just collapses down. Let's have a look at some more examples. This is the skin that is currently being launched for Wesley in WA. And you can see that again, you've just got the content being overlaid, but again, they came to us with a style and we've just implemented that style. And it's and obviously it's just a matter of what they want and you know, what appears on the site. So they've got those little boxes down the bottom and you know, a lot of images showing. One of the other things to consider is that it's not just one style across the whole system. You can have as many different styles targeting different segments of your community. So you can see this particular client here is one of our clients in the UK, the Loughborough Endowed Schools, and they've got one domain name which is endowedschools.com, and that is the domain name that they use for their fundraising. So this is the foundation view. You can see it's got information about the school, it's got supporting the school, it's got, you know, lots of different content here. But if I go to the next tab, which is loughboroughians.com, this is the same potentiality system, but the domain name is telling the system to show a different skin. And this is a completely different view. They're using the left menu system, as I've mentioned before, and the content just overlays over the top. So you can have completely different skins for different groups of your community, whether it be parents or staff or alumni or the full school website or you know, any group within the community can have a different skin that delivers a different look, different content, different facilities, and all driven through the same system, so that you're using the same communications tool, you're using the same payment gateways, and everything's being collected in the back end in the same system. So just to show you how that works, when I'm logged in as an administrator to this Loughboroughians website, you can see up in the top left-hand corner, we've got View Alternate Skins, and I can set up as many different skins as I want for a site, and you can see they've got 3. So they've got the default, which is their foundation skin, they've got their OLA, OGA site, and their TLA site. That's just different alumni associations within this particular client, but if I switch to the TLA site, you can see it's just reloading the content, and now I'm viewing the different view. So you can just switch through these skins and just edit the content, and so it's all managed within the same system. Coming through to another example, you can actually also manage content and menu system not only based on domain names, but based on the data in the database. So one of the systems that's been set up for the Guildfordians is that content is being driven by the fact that if they're a paid up member or not. So you can see here we've got members only, and this is a menu system that only appears to people if they're paid up. And if we select the content here and edit content in the system, so if I wanted to put in, let's say, a text images area for members only, and then I can just click on visibility, and we click on the audience, and the audience here can target financial members, alumni, staff, friends, etc., past parents. So you can set the system up, or we can help you set the system up so that you not only are targeting things based on domain name, but you're targeting content based on who they are. You know, it could be parents or alumni or financial members, non-financial members, what state they live in. You know, lots of different things that can target the content based on who they are. Whilst we're on this screen, you can also see here we have the mobile display. So show always, show on mobile only, hide on mobile. So in this one interface, you can set the privacy, so logged in or not logged in, so public or private, who they are, what the data is, and how it displays on mobile. So it's very easy just to control all of that within that editing interface. So then when we're targeting these different groups for different things, then what we can do is use different domain names to make it easy to target these people. So for example, what St Cath's have done is they've got this default view, which is for their alumni, and you can see they've got all their information about events and open days and photos, etc. But what they've done is created a domain name that just takes the parents through to the event management system. So they're running all their events through Potentiality. So you can see they've got their valedictory dinner, the Parents and Friends art show, you know, gala dinners. Every single event in the community is running through Potentiality, and this domain name is what triggers this different view. So the parents don't actually have to be logged in. They don't have to log into the system in order to be able to access these different things. They just go to the domain name St Cath's Events, and they have access to all these facilities. So the benefits here, I mean, not only are the fees associated with payments through our event system a lot cheaper, but it means you're keeping it within the school, you know, branding and you know, environment. And you know, for example, they've got other things being promoted here, like the merchandise for the Year 12 jerseys, or they can go back to the OGU website if they want. So it gives you a lot more control when you're driving the traffic to the site, and you know, you can really target different areas of the site using these domain names. Another thing that you might like to do is, if we come here and click on URL link to page, you can see, which is the link down the bottom left-hand corner here, you can see we can create a custom friendly URL. So if I just type in something and then click submit, then that's just going to create that domain name and subdirectory. So if you send anyone, if you give out this domain name / something, it'll actually direct people to the page that I'm on right now. So it's a shortcut that you can create on any page within the Potentiality system. So it could be the name of an event, it could be a photo board, it could be, you know, whatever it is. Just type it in, click submit, and then it'll give you a URL that you can distribute. It could be a campaign, you know, whatever it is. Speaking of campaigns, that's exactly what King's School have done. So they launched their system with a view that was just for their campaigns. So we've got the Prep Pavilion project, and you can see it hasn't got any other content available, no integration with the alumni. So they're getting full access to the fundraising components of the system, and people can make donations, and obviously it's the inbuilt campaign management system as well, with crowd fundraising and social integration. And as we scroll down there, you can see they've got a lot of content available, but the most important thing is people can just click on donate now. They'd like to purchase 2 bricks, click submit, and it takes them through to the payment gateway. One more example of targeting content is with Trinity Grammar, and you can see here that this is the alumni view, and we've got events bookings and directories and update your details, etc. But we can then just switch through to the parent view, and now this is a customized parent display. Now, they haven't changed the look of their site because it's been branded as a community directory rather than alumni specific, but what they're doing is targeting content. So they've got a parents bulletin board here, they've got event bookings for middle schools, middle and senior schools, junior school, prep school, etc. And what they're doing is they're separating their community in you know, certain ways. So obviously the parents bulletin board has been separated from the other areas of their community, but they're bringing them together in other ways as well. So you can see that the parents are part of the business directory. They could also be part of the mentoring. You know, you can pick and choose which parts of your community are joined together and which parts are separated. So if we just have a look at how this works, we can just click on prep school, and they've got all their events here. So Prep Chess Club years 3 to 6 only. We can just click there and the people can register. Now, the way that they've set up these events is that they're available publicly. So the parents can come to this site and they can register for this event without logging in and without identifying themselves. But what it is doing is it's driving them through to the same site, and they can log in if they want. And one of the best ways of showing what this can achieve is if we go through to the business directory for this particular client, and obviously we've got the industry list there, but if you look under groups, you can see that 629 alumni have registered for the business directory and 124 parents have registered for the business directory. So they're only coming to the site to register for their events, and they don't need to log in, but they are logging in and they are taking part in the business directory. So just driving the traffic to the community site to register from the events is having the spin-off effect of getting them involved in the business directory. And if we have a look at the impact that's having, obviously we can just move this pin around the map of Sydney, and they've got a fantastic community of businesses. And that's obviously playing a big part, is having not only just the alumni as part, but the whole community. Okay, so let's have a look at one more example here. This is one of our charity clients, not a school client, but the reason I'm coming through to this is because they're using the the mobile responsive display to actually show and hide content. So this is their desktop view, and this is their mobile view. So what they've done clearly is they've hidden a lot of the content so that it's not visible on the mobile display, and so the mobile display just has these big buttons on the right hand side, and that's obviously a lot more friendly for people when they're viewing a site on mobile. So again, it has the drop down display and the regular system, but it's just been streamlined. So that's about 25 minutes worth, so I probably shouldn't go on too much longer, but hopefully you've seen that there's been a lot of work done on the way that the system looks and how it responds. We're keen to see how far the boundaries can push on this. So, if you guys have some ideas about how you want the site to look and function, please send them through. We're constantly making upgrades. I mean, the photo board's going through a major upgrade right now, in case you haven't noticed, so definitely check that out. But yeah, look, give us your feedback. We can get designers in to do the work for you. Some of the work that I've mentioned during this webinar is charged, some of it isn't. What I'll do is send out a pricing detail just so you have it for your records about which work is charged and which isn't. But essentially the work that isn't charged is the access that you have to the site wizard, and we can help you with that as much as you like. But if you need to get something really customized with designers involved, then obviously that's going to be charged work. Okay, so I'll wrap it up there. Thanks very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed what we had to show. Thank you.